everybody, I am back with another very special video. Over the holidays, I actually went and visited my grandma and my cousin. I'd asked him if the flea markets were going to be open that week, and he said they weren't, but he asked me what I was looking for, and I just said any retro video games, even current-gen video games. I just wanted to check out what the flea markets had, and he said that he had some stuff in his basement that he'd be willing to give me. And I asked him how much, and he said nothing. Well, at the time I was just like, okay, but eventually I wanted to offer him something, because once you see the amount of stuff that he gave me, it is unbelievable. He gave me his Nintendo 64 and 20 games for the system. And some of the games are, I don't want to say extremely rare, but they are definitely worth a pretty penny. And he also gave me his Sega Dreamcast with 23 games, which just absolutely blew my mind. But without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get into this, show you guys everything that he got me. I'm going to go through the Nintendo 64 stuff first, and then I will go on to the Sega Dreamcast. Okay, so first things first here, we have the console itself, and then going along with that, we have the cables, but I have them over there. But we also have a controller, a black controller here, and it had a memory card still in it, which is fantastic, because I actually did not get a memory card with the N64 that my mom had got me for Christmas, so that's great to have. And then as well as another Super Pad 64 controller, and this one still had the Rumble Pack in it, which was just so awesome. So I'm just incredibly thankful that he gave me that as well. And then moving along into the games here, the first thing we have is a Game Shark Pro. I've never used a Game Shark for the N64. I don't even know if this still works, but it's still a really nice thing to have. And I'm going to go along and get into the games here. I'm going to go from most exciting to least exciting. You know, maybe some of the games that are least exciting to me might be great games that you guys have played. I'm not really sure. But there are some of these games that I used to own that I just absolutely loved, and I cannot wait to get my hands on again. But I'm going to go ahead and get into the least exciting games. We have Supercross 2000 for the N64. We also have Knockout Kings 2000. Bassmaster 2000, and this is the property of Blockbuster Video, apparently. Store number 92307. So, if that store is near you, you might know where I live. Just kidding. Yeah, Bassmaster 2000. NFL Quarterback Club 99. I believe that's the game that I got from my mom as well. And then NFL Quarterback Club 98. Brett Favre must have been the sponsor for those games or something, because he's on both of them. And then we also have a copy of Madden 99. Now we get into some of the more exciting games. I've not had a chance to play this game ever, actually. That is Aero Gauge, I believe it's Aero Gauge. I've never played that one, but it looks like a racer similar to maybe F-Zero. I'm not entirely sure, but it looks kind of exciting from the front cover. We also have a game that I've actually never played, but I've heard great things about, especially from the TV and Lost podcast. That's 1080 Snowboarding. Heard that's a really good one. You guys let me know. I also got 2 more copies of Tony Hawk 1 and 2, which is great. You can never have too many copies of that. And these are in excellent condition as well, so that's awesome. Another racing game similar to maybe, this one looks similar to like maybe Wipeout or F-Zero as well. I've not played this ever, and that is Extreme G. You guys can let me know if you've played that one. I played the original of this racing game, but I have not played the N64 version, and that is Excitebike 64. So you guys can let me know if you've played that one. And then another racing game here. He was really into racing games, especially in the Dreamcast. Holy crap, there are so many racing games, it's unbelievable for the Dreamcast, but also a lot on the N64 here, which is fine by me, because I love the racing games back in the day on the N64 and like the PlayStation days, but then I'm not really into the racing simulator games like Gran Turismo, what is the Forza Motorsport. Sorry, I'm like stumbling upon my words here. I'm not really into those racing games, but some of these older titles I really did enjoy. This one's F1 Pole Position 64. I've never played that either. Now we get into the very exciting stuff. This one here I haven't played, but I love the arcade version that I've played before on the Midway Treasures series of games. But that is Rampage World Tour. Your big, giant monsters destroying buildings. I mean, I don't think you can really ask for more in a game. So I'm sure that game is fun. Now, one of my personal favorite sports games on the Nintendo 64. There are many, surprisingly, but this is one of my favorites. That is Wayne Gretzky's 3D Hockey. I'm not really into hockey games at all, or hockey in general, to be honest, but this game is fantastic. You can beat the crap out of each other, check each other into the walls, and the graphics are horrific, to be honest, but it is just so much fun. I've played this game a ton with my friends. Now we get into some more even greater titles. We have Resident Evil 2. I couldn't believe that he had this. I've actually never played Resident Evil 2, so I'll be really excited to see how this game holds up today. I'm sure I'm going to have to overlook the terrible graphics and the very robotic movements. The character movements are probably as slow as molasses. These games are actually known for that, but it's more of an emphasis on the actual horror aspect than kind of action adventure games, like action-packed, like Resident Evil 4 and 5. Those games are more about action rather than survival horror. But I've heard Resident Evil 2 is like one of the scariest games ever. So if that's the case, I'm really excited to play this. We have another amazing racing game. I had this on the Virtual Console for the Wii. I love it so much. That is Wave Race 64. Such a phenomenal game on the N64. Holds up very, very well today, at least in my opinion. So I'm going to be very excited to play this on the N64. Another one that I spent unbelievable amount of time playing as a kid with my friends. That is Vigilante 8. Very similar to Twisted Metal. Actually, I think it's pretty much like a Twisted Metal clone, to be honest. It's not racing at all. You are seriously just going around, getting different power-ups, using different types of vehicles, whether it be a school bus or just like a Mustang or something like that, and you're just blowing the crap out of each other. It is so much fun, and I actually like this more than I did Twisted Metal back in the day. So if you can find a copy of Vigilante 8, you can also get it on the Sega Dreamcast, and I believe they came out on the PlayStation 2 as well, but don't take my word on that. But the N64 is where it's at, so definitely try and pick up a copy of that. I've not played this game either, and I'm not sure, if it's well liked or not. But that is Duke Nukem 0 Hour. Duke Nukem. It took forever for Duke Nukem Forever to come out. I haven't had a chance to play that yet, but it is on my radar. You guys can let me know if you played the N64 iteration of the game. I haven't played it, but and I really don't even know if it's any good. So let me know. I'll save the best two for last. Doom 64, I have played Doom. I'm not sure how it is in the N64, but, this is a classic first-person shooter. If you hear first-person shooter, this is one of the first games that comes to mind for me. Not that it's like nostalgic for me because I never really got into it that much, but I just know that a lot of people, this is one of their first first-person shooters that they ever played. So it's really cool to own this on the N64 as well. These last two games, one of which I actually haven't played that much, but it's probably the rarest game out of all of these here, and goes for about $50 cart only on eBay, so you guys can probably get an idea of what that game is. But the one that I'm most excited about getting is GoldenEye. I do like Perfect Dark probably a little bit more, but just the multiplayer in this game is so amazing. I can't even tell you how many hours I spent playing this with my friends. And the campaign missions following the movie, the storyline of the movie is great as well. I'll never forget playing through this game, and it'll be great to relive some of those memories by going through again and playing this. I recently played through the Wii version, but it still did not hold up to the standard of the N64 version. I still like this one better, so I'll be really excited to play through this again. The final game here is a rareware title, as I said. It goes for about $50 cart only on eBay. You guys can probably get an idea of what this game is. He actually had 2 copies of this too. When I saw that he had 2 copies, I said, okay, I have to give you something. What do I owe you for all this? And he said, just say thanks and walk away. So that's kind of what I ended up doing, sort of. Not really. But he wouldn't allow me to give him anything. But he gave me 2 copies of this. I actually already gave one of the copies away to one of my good friends, Ben, CC10 Gaming, because he did give me those 3 games for Christmas, and I had to repay him somehow, so I gave him a copy of Conker's Bad Fur Day. Or, I just spoiled it. But yeah, that is the game, Conker's Bad Fur Day. I'm sure most of you guys have already guessed it. One of the most juvenile games, very controversial when it first came out, because it really kind of stressed the M rating, because there were so much controversial things in this game. More so on the language and just some of the things that they were saying were just incredibly ridiculous at the time. There wasn't much nudity, and even though if there was any nudity, they were like squirrels, so it wasn't something that like I don't think kids would be seeing this and being like, "Oh wow, boobs" and all that craziness, because they are squirrels. They're not real people, so it's a little weird. But just one of the most ridiculous games ever. You play as Conker, and I'm not really sure what the storyline of the game is because I have never actually played it. But I'm really excited to go through this game. This was definitely the game that I was most excited to get out of the entire lot. But if any of you guys have played Conker's Bad Fur Day, you know what to expect. You know what this game's all about. But I was very excited to get Okay, so now we're going on to the Dreamcast stuff. Of course, we have the Sega Dreamcast console here. I just love the design of this. Very simple. Nothing too shabby, you know. Just a white console, a little square box, nothing special. But it looks really nice. You know, it opens fine. You know, it's a little dirty, has some dust on it, but I'm sure I can clean that up. Now, one of the controllers we have here is about as big as my head. Yeah, just about. It's a red controller. Looks like it's a third-party controller. I don't see Dreamcast written anywhere on there. But there's also a mic here, which might go along with one of the games that he gave me. I'm not sure if you need the mic, like the headset mic, or this one to play that game, but I hope I can use this. You guys probably already know what the game is at this point. And then we also have a first-party Dreamcast controller with the, I believe this is called a VMU. I'm seriously such a noob when it comes to the Dreamcast. You guys can let me know what this little device is. It almost looks like one of those like Tamagotchi thingies. I don't even know. But it just fits right into the Dreamcast controller there. So yeah, two controllers, really nice. Like I said, a little dusty, but I can clean those up, no big deal. And then we have a crap ton of games. I'm just going to go right into these. First we have Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Rogue Spear. Never played that, obviously. I'm not even going to continue to say that because I haven't played any of these games, except for one of them in the arcade. So yeah, Rogue Spear, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six. We have Skateboarding. This game looks like maybe a Tony Hawk clone. It has a lot of the same kind of bands, Cypress Hill, System of a Down. Goldfinger. Yeah, you guys know, if you've played Tony Hawk 1, you know who Goldfinger is. And some other people, it looks just very similar to Tony Hawk. I'm sure it's a pretty good game. We have a lot of sports titles here, which I actually do enjoy, like the 2K sports games, so I might be excited to kind of, you know, exciting to kind of go through some of these games and play them. We have World Series Baseball 2K1, NHL 2K2, NFL 2K1. Of course, you can't have the Dreamcast without the web browser. We have some like I said, guys, earlier, there are a ton of racing games in here, so just be prepared for that. We have Test Drive V Rally. And please let me know, guys, if you've played any of these games. And maybe some of your favorite gems out of these. Extreme Sports. Four-Wheel Thunder. That sounds pretty exciting. How's this for landing gear? That's the quote on the back. By Midway, so I'm sure it's a decent one. Sega GT, I've heard great things about that one, so there's a terrible glare. I'm sorry. Sega GT, I've heard great things about that one, so I'm sure that'll be fun. Sega Marine Fishing, with a nice marlin on the front there. Hook 1 and Hang On. Two 3D looking dudes. They look happy. They just caught a marlin, so I'd be happy too. Evil Dead, Hail to the King. There's some great zombie games on the Sega Dreamcast, like House of the Dead and Typing of the Dead, and just a lot of really good-looking ones. So I'm sure this game is pretty decent. I'll be excited to pop that. Going on to the second pile of games here, we have a game that I have played in the arcades, but I'm sure it is best experience on the Dreamcast, at least from what I've heard, and it is Crazy Taxi. Can't go wrong with Crazy Taxi. It is such an excellent game. I have played it on the GameCube as well, but I'm sure the Dreamcast version is much superior to those other versions that I've played. Another game that I've heard that is really great on the Dreamcast, and that is Sega Rally 2, Sega Rally Championship. I don't know if that's any different than the Sega Rally or any less better than the original Sega Rally, but I'm still excited to get that one. Ultimate Fighting Championship, I don't know when I'm going to be playing that one, not super excited about that. Demolition Racer No Exit, like I said, a lot of racing games, haven't heard of this one before. Vanishing Point, have never played this one either, but it looks pretty decent. Save that one for last. We have a really bad condition copy of Resident Evil Code Veronica. It doesn't even have the cover, but it does have the back insert there, which is kind of odd. But, you know, just to have the game itself is pretty cool, so I'm excited about that. We have another game here I'd never heard of, and that is Toy Commander. You guys can let me know if you played that one. NBA 2K1. He was really excited about this. I don't know. This is like one of his favorite games, apparently. Metropolis Street Racer. Never played that one either, obviously. Save these two for last. Test Drive 6. And then this one that I was really, really excited about, Sonic Adventure. For a lot of people, this is their favorite Sonic game of all time. So I'll be really excited. I will be really excited. I don't even think that's proper grammar or English. I'm excited to play this game. Yeah, I think that makes sense. And then the last game here was what I was excited about, the mic. I didn't even know that he had this. A game that MetalJesusRocks actually recently did a review of, and it just looks like one of the most absurd games I've ever heard of. It's a simulation game called Seaman. Yeah, I'm just going to let you guys watch his review. I'll post a link to it so you guys can find out what the heck this game is about, because I watched his review and I still think this is just incredibly bizarre. But it looks like a lot of fun, if that makes any sense. And now that I have the mic, I don't know, maybe you guys can let me know if this mic here will work for this game. Let me know, but yeah, this is just so freaking strange. You guys can look up stuff about that. But that is everything, and by everything I mean, holy crap, I just got a lot of stuff that I don't deserve. I also ended up having to buy the power cable for Sega Dreamcast, because he actually didn't have that. But other than that, that was like $2.99. So I paid $2.99 for all of this. Yeah. $2.99 for a Dreamcast, 23 games, and an N64 and 20 games. So, not a bad deal for $2.99. Thank you guys for watching this long and drawn-out video. I hope you guys are as excited as I am. You probably aren't, because you guys didn't get all this. And that sounds incredibly conceited of me, which it probably is. But thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it. Leave a comment below some of your favorite games that you saw in this giant video, especially on the Dreamcast, because I haven't played a lot of those games. So thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for more videos in the near future.